Namaste. I, JVN Smritika Chatwal, Assistant Professor in Jyoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University, Jaipur, Faculty of Pharmaceutical Sciences, is here to deliver the lecture on pharmaceutical quality assurance. The course deals with the various aspects of quality control and quality assurance aspects of pharmaceutical industries. It deals with the important aspects like CGMP, quality control test, documentation, quality certification and regulatory affairs. And the objective of the subject is to understand the CGMP aspect in a pharmaceutical industry, appreciate the importance of documentation, understand the scope of quality certification applicable to pharmaceutical industries, understand the responsibility of quality assurance and quality control department. Now, today's our topic is complaints, that is under Unit 4 of B Farm 6 semester subject Pharmaceutical Quality Assurance. In this subject complaints, we are going to discuss about complaint and evaluation of complaints, handling of return goods, and recalling and waste disposal. So let's start our today's topic, that is complaints. There is always the possibility that some defective product may react the customer, even though a company makes best effort to design, manufacture and sell safe and reliable products. So there will be complaints and evaluation of complaints. Now we are going to discuss about complaints and evaluation of complaints. Complaints regarding the product may be in verbal or written or in the form of reports received by the manufacturing or manufacturer. Thus, complaint may be categorized into three types. The first one is quality complaint. These complaints arise at consumer level regarding the physical, chemical, and biological properties or condition of labeling or packaging of the product. This is about the quality complaint. Okay, that is regarding the physical, chemical, and biological properties or conditions of labeling or packaging of the product. These complaints are of quality complaints. The second type of quality complaints is the second type of complaint is adverse drug reaction complaint. These complaints arise due to allergic reaction, any unwanted reaction, or fatal reaction of the product. If we are taking any product and that reacts to our body and we give allergic reaction, any unwanted reaction or fatal reaction of the product is there. So these reactions are going under the complaint of adverse drug reaction complaint. Now the third category is medical related complaints. In this, these complaints arise due to lack of efficacy or clinical response of the product. Therefore, all the complaints related to product quality should be carefully reviewed and recorded in written form, and each complaint should be investigated by responsible authority or community or company. Now, this is all about the three types of complaints. Now, handling of return goods. In this, pharmaceutical product can be recalled from market due to various reasons in such as quality problems, accidental damage of goods, etc. If these problems are there, then the recall from the market is done and a return and evaluated drug product. Once the product is returned, it should be identified as such and stored. Records of returned drug product should be maintained along with product name and label potency of the drug product, dosage lot number, reason for the return, quantity that is returned, date of disposition, and ultimate disposition of the return product should be written over there. So what records of return product should be maintained? The first is product name, the second is label potency of the drug, the third is product dosage lot number, the fourth is reason for the return, the sixth is quantity returned, the seventh is the so these are all about the records that are should be maintained for return drug product. Okay, so now let's move to the recalling process. There is always the possibility that some defective products may reach the customer even through a company mass best efforts to design, manufacture, and sell and reliable products. Such incidents may lead to accident resulting in adverse outcomes in product liability litigation. Now, generally it becomes necessary to recall the product in case of complaints regarding any adverse effects or defect in product. The effectiveness of the recall procedure should be evaluated timely. The primary reason for a product recall should be there in documentation. Goals of a product recall should be also there. Product recall procedure should be there, and record or recall triggers are also be there. Now, in waste disposal, what is waste disposal? Disposition of sewage, trash, and other refuse in any form, the building and immediate premises should be done in a safe and sanitary manner. Within a pharmaceutical plant, this disposal may be of the following parts or types. The first one is product disposal. The product to be disposed should be removed from its packaging if needed. In printed packaging disposal, generally there is no health risk associated with the disposal of printed packaging components, including labels, inserts, and cartons. The third is general trash and sewage. In this, generally normal local service are sufficient for trash and sewage disposal. This is all about the waste management. If you have any problems related to this topic, please let me know. This topic is over and we will recall about this after our next topic, and please write down some short notes about this topic. Now we are moving to our next topic, which is document maintenance in pharmaceutical industry. This is our next topic. So let's discuss or move on to this topic. Now let's start. In document maintenance in pharmaceutical industry, documentation is an integral part of GMP and is a system of information and control to reduce the risk of misinterpretation and error in oral communication. Thus, documentation strengthens the quality and consistency of all goods and services. Now, we are going to move on batch formula records. What are batch formula records? That are BFR. Okay, now let's discuss about BFR. A batch manufacturing record in pharmaceutical industry contains information related to the product and batch. A batch manufacturing record should be complete during the production of each batch of intermediate and APLs. It should contain relevant part of the master formula and should comprise of the product name, the dates of different production stage, production details, batch and reference number, their process control conduct and their result, details of and signed authorities, any recovered material and procedure applied, production record review, initial of the operator and date and signature of the person responsible for the production, and analytical records. These all should be there in BFR. Now, what is master formula record? That is MFR. Master formula record is a product specific document that is complied, checked, authorized, and approved competent technical personnel from different but interlinked functions such as development, production, packaging, and quality control. There should be master formula records related to all manufacturing procedures for each batch of product to be manufactured. The master formula record should include the following details in which the product name and reference code should be there, the patent or proprietary name and generic name of the product should be there, name, quantity and reference number of starting material should be there, a statement of the expected final yield should be there, a standard of the processing location and principal equipment to be used should be stated there. Processing instructions should be under the master formula record. Instructions for in-process control should be there. Storage condition and labeling conditions should be there. And packaging details and specimen labels should be there in master formula record. The master formula record have all these instructions noted in this record system. Now we are going to discuss in this document maintenance in pharmaceutical industry, batch formula record, master formula record, SOP, that is standard operating procedure, quality audit, quality review, and quality documentation report and document distribution records. Now let's start about standard operating procedure, that is SOP. A standard operating procedure is a set of step-by-step instructions complied by an organization to help workers carry out routine operations. SOP aims to achieve efficacy, quality, output, and uniformity of performance while reducing misconsumption and miscommunication and failure to comply with industry recognition or regulation. Now, what are the benefits of SOP? The benefits of SOP is to perform a job properly, to ensure that production operations are performed consistently, to ensure that process continue uninterrupted and are completed on a process schedule or prescribed schedule, to ensure that no failure occur in manufacturing and other process for which the SOP was written, and the benefit is to ensure that approved procedures are followed in compliance with company and government regulations. Now, this is all about this lecture. Thank you so much. If you have any queries or questions regarding this lecture, please let me know. And please make sure to write down some short note about this topic. So, thank you so much. Thank you.